Hey guys! In today's video, I'll be reviewing the top 8 best CPU coolers. I made this list based on my personal opinion, and I tried to rank them based on their quality, durability, customer reviews, and more. If you want to know about the best pricing and more information, you can check the description links below. Number 8 in my list is Corsair ICUE H150 iCPU Cooler. The Corsair ICUE H150 iElite LCD is the liquid cooler you turn to when only the best will do. Its stunning looks are rivaled only by its incredible performance. At 360mm, it has enough cooling ability to handle even the most demanding Intel Core i9 and Ryzen 9 processors, even if you overclock them and turn up the heat. Depending on what you need, Corsair also makes a less powerful version with a 240mm radiator and an ultra-powerful 420mm model. The ICUE H150 iElite features a gorgeous 2.1-inch LCD screen that you can customize to show everything from your current temperatures to custom animations. That colorful display is flanked by 3 high-performance fans with their own set of 48 customizable LEDs. You can set both performance and aesthetic settings via Corsair's ICUE configuration software. Customizing the system is for new builders, thanks to easy-to-select presets, but also offers deep customization for steady hands with particular tastes. The H150 comes from a long line of highly regarded Corsair coolers, but may just be its hardest to set up. The RGB lighting and LCD screen require extra wiring for power. They hook into the included Commander Core control box, which makes it easier, but it's still a complicated process. We'd suggest watching and re-watching Corsair's in-depth installation video before attempting it for yourself. The box includes extra ports for adding additional RGB fans and light strips, however, so you get the benefit of easier upgradability in the future. Number 7 in my list is Noctua NH-P1 CPU Cooler. The Noctua NH-P1 is certainly a niche CPU cooler, but it's also an exciting one in that it shakes up what a completely silent chip chiller is capable of. Previously, if you wanted a passive cooler, you would either have to pair it with an underpowered processor, or you would have to seriously limit the clock speed of your chip. From a glance, you might see nothing more than a hulking CPU cooler, but the Noctua NH-P1 is far more exciting than that. As a passive design, it requires no fan to keep your CPU at a stable temperature. Yes, even while gaming. And if you hadn't already guessed, that's a pretty big deal for silent PC builds. The NH-P1 is capable of cooling even high-end CPUs using only natural convection. That's sort of what makes it a big deal in the cooling world. It does this through a design that's vastly disparate from your usual chip chiller. Essentially, this is a passive cooler that can actually keep a decent gaming processor powered up. We've tested the NH-P1 on our Core i7 10700K open test bench, which has no fans and therefore completely unoptimized airflow. And while it may throttle on seriously CPU-intensive benchmarks, it absolutely flew on our standard gaming tests. Number 6 in my list is Noctua NH-D15 CPU Cooler. The Noctua NH-D15 Black is considered by many to be the best air cooler on the market. We love it too, and it's an easy inclusion on our list of recommended coolers. It performs brilliantly. It's got excellent fans that are a welcome black color instead of that rather unsightly beige and maroon. Its build quality is fantastic, and Noctua's packaging, accessories, and documentation are second to none. Really, only 360mm AIO coolers outperform it. If you want an air cooler that can handle any consumer CPU on the market, you might find one to match the Noctua flagship, but you won't find anything that truly beats it. Under normal operation, the NH-D15 can be considered truly silent. When pushed hard, it becomes louder than you might expect, such as you might get when hammering out an AVX load, but we don't mind having some optional cooling headroom when you need it. The NH-D15 also comes with 2 140mm fans, which run slower than their 120mm counterparts for quieter operation, but move plenty of air. If 2 of these are too loud for you, there's always the option of removing one, if need be. If you want to remove both, however, for a truly silent CPU cooler, you'd best take a look at the Noctua NH-P1 below instead. That's actually designed to run without fans. Number 5 in my list is Be Quiet Pure Rock 2 CPU Cooler. If the brand name didn't already give it away, the Be Quiet Pure Rock 2 really is quiet. It's a single tower cooler equipped with the company's highly regarded Pure Wings 2 PWM fan, which carries a low 26.8 dB noise rating. That means it's very quiet indeed. It feels really solid too, an indicator of good build quality, and it comes in at a low price. We wouldn't describe the Pure Rock 2 as the most beautiful cooler on the market, but if you do have a windowed case, you could consider the black version, which is certainly more attractive than the plain aluminum finish of the base version. The Pure Rock 2 is primarily designed to cool, unseen and unheard. It's rated to cool CPUs with a 150-watt TDP. For anything other than high-end CPUs, the Pure Rock 2 will keep your chip cool and quiet. If you're not interested in bling and want something that's a step up from bundled coolers, the Pure Rock 2 is a fantastic choice. It will cool out of sight, mind, and earshot. Number 4 in my list is Deepcool S500 Plus CPU Cooler. The Deepcool S500 received worthy attention when it was released, but the S500 Plus, with its additional fan, elevates it to the point where it can compete with any single tower cooler on the market. At the same time, it undercuts competitors in price. There aren't many dual-fan ARGB supporting coolers at this price. Even if you spend double the money on a premium single-tower cooler, your cooling performance won't be a lot better. Its cooling ability belies its compact dimensions. Only more expensive dual-tower coolers beat it, and even then, not by a whole lot. Its dual-fan design no doubt helps. It's also surprisingly quiet. Even when pushed hard, the cooler doesn't get excessively loud. Cooling and low noise levels are welcome. Then add to that great build quality and subtle ARGB good looks, and there's nothing to complain about. It even comes with its own ARGB controller, and there's a white version too if you like. The Deepcool is 500 plus punches above its weight. And price. It cools very well. It stays quiet. It's got great build quality. A subtle ARGB splash with its own controller, and on top of all that. And finally, it is great value relative to many dual-fan single-tower coolers. Short of stressing it with a heavily overclocked high-end processor, the S500 Plus ticks all the boxes. Highly recommended. Number 3 in my list is Corsair Hydro Series H60 CPU Cooler. The Corsair A60 has been around for some time. Over the years, it's seen its tubing, fan, pump, and mounting upgraded. The 120mm AIO form factor won't suit everyone, but those who require a compact cooler to suit something like a small volume ITX build will find it can perform, as well as a decent mid-range air cooler. Notably, it lacks RGB, though there is some white lighting around the head. The H60 V2 is well suited to processors under about the 95-watt level. Sure, it will be beaten out by a decent tower cooler or AIO with a larger radiator, but their dimensions often rule them out of SFF builds. Heat is the enemy of an SFF system, so the H60's ability to eject hot air outside the case will benefit the whole system. Corsair includes its SP-PWM fan, which operates at speeds of between 600 RPM, at which level it really is silent, up to 1700 RPM. It becomes clearly audible at that point. The Corsair H60 V2 is perfect for a compact system. It's affordable and should outperform most low-profile air coolers, and doing so without having to resort to unreasonable noise levels. It won't suit a high core count or overclocked processor, but then you shouldn't expect it to. With the right partnering components, it's an easy recommendation. Number 2 in my list is Deepcool L240 RGB CPU Cooler. Deepcool is well known for its capable AIOs at affordable prices, and the Gamer L240 V2 is one of the cheaper 240mm coolers on the market. That makes it a great option for users looking to step up from air cooling into the world of AIO cooling. The Gamer 240mm features basic RGB lighting on the pump head and fans. there's a more expensive 8RGB version should you really want it. Deepcool likes to talk about its anti-leak technology, which seeks to maintain an optimal pressure balance inside the loop, which certainly can't hurt. The Gamer 240 is capable of cooling most processors too, though like many of the chip chillers on this list, it draws the line at AMD's Threadripper beasts. But it keeps the rest running with remarkably low noise levels, which is one of the main reasons we recommend it. At idle, the L240 is effectively silent. As you'd expect, you will start to see an increase in temperatures and noise levels with high TDP processors, especially when overclocking. Our 5800X CPU with PBO enabled is about the maximum we consider appropriate for a 240mm cooler. Under load, the fans can and do ramp up quite a bit. If you're after a 240mm 8IO that's inexpensive and quiet under less demanding loads, then the Deepcool Gamer L240 is a great choice. Sure, its noise levels can get high if you push it hard, but at this price it comes highly recommended. Number 1 in my list is AIO Basic 240 CPU Cooler. In the world of liquid cooling, EK is a name that needs little introduction. The EK Basic series focuses on value for money and performance. Plus, it doesn't feature any RGB at all. If this appeals to you, then the AIO Basic 240 is well worth a look. Its absence sure helps to keep the pricing down too. The EK Basic 240 really stands out thanks to its build quality. It just feels hefty and well built. The included EK Vardar fans are very good and have a wide operating speed range. It's good to have some high-speed headroom on tap if you need it. Most of the time it stays essentially silent. What really impresses us is the cooling performance on offer. We find it goes very close to 360mm levels of cooling capability. It does get noisy if you try to push an overclocked Rocket Lake CPU, but then pretty much every other cooler does too. The AIO Basic 240 is perfect for builds with a stealthy focus or closed case, builds where lighting doesn't matter. With its build quality and high performance, it's a cooler that you can surely set and forget, out of sight, out of mind, and out of earshot. Alright guys, this was our today's video. If you find this video helpful for you, then like the video, and if you come to our channel first time, then hit the subscribe button for our amazing upcoming videos. Be sure to check out the links in the description for the updated price of all products discussed in this video. Hope you have a great day and see you soon in the next video.